Today I'm going to go through a question on excess and shortage taken from past year paper. Okay, let's read the question, and I'll also be teaching you how to identify the question and to know when to use this method. Okay? Okay, prepare slices of mini cake to be served during a party. So we do not know how many slices of cake James prepared. We know that he prepared for a group of people in a party. Okay? When he gives 7 slices to each guest, he will have 2 slices left. Then the second sentence goes, when he gives 3 slices to each guest, he will have 134 slices left. So by reading these 2 sentences, when, it has the same meaning as if and if. So did it really happen? No, it has not happened yet. James is still thinking, if I give 7 slices of cake to each guest, I have 2 slices left. If I take 3 slices of cake to each guest, I will have 134 left. Okay, so there are 2 cases, 2 scenarios. He's thinking about it. What he's supposed to do with the cake. Okay, then by reading the last sentence, the question, how many guests were at the party? This also highlights to you that the number of guests is also the same. Okay, so a recap. We said just now when and when, so it's like double if. So this is a double if question. Whenever there's double if question means it did not happen, the before is always the same. In this case, the total number of slices of mini cakes is the same. Okay, so the 2 cases, there's 2 slices left, 134 slices left. Left and left is the same as excess and excess. Okay, so like what I said just now, double if, so it did not happen. Total number of cakes is the same. And based on the last sentence, it also tells you that the total number of guests is the same. When the total number of cakes and total number of guests is the same, there is only one answer. Okay, so this tells you that there's only one answer. When there's only one answer, you do not need to do listing. You do not need to list your multiples of 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, and then each one of them you plus 2, and then you do another table for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and each of them you plus 1, 3, 4, and then you compare the 2 total to find the answer. That is what we do in P3, P4, but now in P5, we don't do that method. We can use a model or units method to find the answer, which is more straightforward, and you don't need to waste your time to list it. Okay, so looking at it again, also to make sure that you understand what is it. Total number of cakes is like total value, the total value of items. Total number of guests is like total number of items. Those with me will know that I love to use this word total capacity. Okay, so in short, your TV and TQ is the same. Okay, so when this happens, there's only one answer. You can use model to find. So what do we start with? We start with the total value model. So total number of slices of cake. Okay, and we put in the case number 1 model that states that 7 slices to each guest. You learned this in P2. Not sure if you remember. 7, 7, 7 slices of cake for each guest. Don't know how many guests, so we dot, 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 dot. And we left with 2 slices of cake. So by drawing this model from here to here, adding all the 7s I have for each guest, plus the leftover 2 will give me the total number of slices of cake. So this portion here is 7 slices of cake for each guest. How do I find the answer here? 7 times question mark number of guests. Do I know how many guests? don't know yet. Okay, case number 2, I have 3 slices of cake for each guest. How many guests? I don't know. So I dot. And I'm left with 134 slices of cake. So the same thing from the start of the model to the end of the model gives you your total number of cakes. But the one that I gave it to the guest is only this portion. So 3 times question mark. Yes. Okay. So I have 2 unknown here. Total number of cakes, total number of guests. I know that the total number of cakes is the same for both cases. That's why I draw the model in this way. So I will be writing an equation representing the total number of cakes. Okay, using the one in red and using the one in green. I have another unknown. The other unknown is total number of guests over here, which I'm going to give it as 1 unit. So if I can find this 1 unit, I will be able to find the number of guests. So in case number 1, 7 times 1 unit, 7 times 1 unit of gas plus 2 gives me my total number of cakes. 3 times 1 unit of gas plus 134 gives me my total number of cakes. Then 7 times 1 unit is 7 units. 3 times 1 unit is 3 units. 7 units plus 2 equals to 3 units plus 134. I supposedly should know by now how to do this. Just in case for those who don't know, you can always draw a simple model like this. Okay? You can see that in terms of units, units minus units is 7 units minus 3 units, 4 units. Value minus value, 134 minus 2 is 132. Then I'll be able to find 1 unit. Okay, so what did I say about 1 unit just now? 1 unit is the total number of guests. Okay. What's the total number of guests? Always for this kind of question, please do a check. Go back to the question in the paper 2. So you can use a calculator to do this check. Read the question one more time. When he gives 7 slices to each guest, he will have 2 left. When he gives 3 slices to each guest, he will have 134 left. So you must add back the 134. Use your calculator, you can find the answer of each. If you manage to get the same answer for both, you can safely say that your answer is correct. Okay? So for this one here represent the number of yes, and this answer here represents the number of. For this question, my final answer I want is the number of, which is 33. I hope this video will find it useful and you'll be able to use model and units to find the answer, especially for those who are still struggling to figure out what is the gap and difference method. That is an alternative method to find the answer. Okay?